Alright, well, it's Rob's Arcade, where the games get played, and the games get saved, so they get played on another day, here in Rob's Arcade. Alright guys, thanks for hanging out here today in Rob's Arcade. It's Monday, time for another Monday show. Taking a shower actually sounds like a pretty decent idea. Let's go ahead and hang out here. Hope everybody has been having a good Monday so far. My Monday hasn't been too bad. Weekend was pretty decent. Hope everybody's weekend was pretty enjoyable too. My wife was out of town last week, as you may have heard in some other videos, so it's just kind of me hanging out, driving my dad around a lot. And then actually, I don't know, maybe I think everything just kind of caught up with me Saturday. Just wasn't really feeling all that great. Yesterday, for that matter, either. But I did have like a full weekend off. Typically, I do not. But I didn't really utilize it as much as I could have, as my wife will probably attest to. She's a little upset. The reason why I'm crashing here on the couch right now. Didn't really utilize yesterday as much as I probably could have, but I did get some good game time in with my friend Buck, playing some new Star Wars Rogue Squadrons, or just excuse me, Star Wars Squadrons. Excuse me. Very reminiscent of the old Star Wars Rogue Squadron series from the GameCube Nintendo series. Drink a little coffee there. I probably should be drinking water. But yeah, very reminiscent of that. You can kind of choose and pick between whether you want to be Imperial or Rebel. Of course, I'm going to be with the Resistance, the Rebel, flying, excuse me, my X-Wing. Trying out the A-Wing yesterday with a little online gameplay, and that was a little difficult, but I'll be bringing some of that to you guys in New Game Friday, so look for that this Friday. We also got some fun Fortnite time in. Finally got my Fortnite 0 Point issue 1 from Yancey's Comics. Was able to put my codes in, although I feel like a little cheated. It seems like now you can buy some of that stuff already in the shop, which I don't know, I kind of feel like the overall point of the books and the comics is to get that exclusive code and get that exclusive content. I don't know, if you just start just putting it in the shop, I mean, what's the point of the exclusive crossover and all that stuff? I don't know. But got some of that in this weekend. Got some game time in with my cousin Holden on Saturday as well. That was kind of nice. And have been today packing up the game room a bit. My wife did a lot yesterday in here, getting a lot of the stuff off the walls, and now I'm just kind of packing up the rest of the books. She brought up an interesting point this morning, which is something I've already thought about, which is what is going to be your last day at Vinny's, because we're approaching pretty soon here. It's going to be pretty crazy how quickly we're going to sell this house, and how quickly that weekend is going to come, where it's going to come time to actually show the house. So kind of thinking about, can't be really working and trying to pack and do all this stuff at the same time. So if we're looking to get out of here mid-July, I figure like July 1st or 2nd, whatever that weekend is, will probably be. Matter of fact, we can go ahead and look it up right now. My little calendar here. Let's see here. So according to the calendar, yeah, July 2nd is a Friday. I'll probably work through the Saturday. Probably, yeah, I'll work that Saturday. I'll work out my normal full shift. Or maybe see if I can work during the day. I never noticed I had a bonsai tree over there. That's pretty cool. Maybe work during the day on Saturday and get out like around 8. And kind of like utilize my evening for anything I might have to do. Because Because yeah, it's just insane. But yeah, I've already thought about that. She brought that up this morning, and that kind of led me to think about what today's topic would be. And as much as I'm talking about moving and packing up and heading out, which I want to uh, reiterate something I've been telling people: this isn't goodbye. This is to be continued. It's just like the movies I watch, just like the comic books I read. It's never really quite over. It's always like just to be continued, people. Is that a little rainbow star there? All right, let's go. Let's support Pride Month over there on the refrigerator with my little rainbow star magnet. That's pretty cool. Didn't know I had that either. Don't really spend a whole lot of time in this place. Just basically bought it for a spot to store other cars. It's a little smoky in here, isn't it? Jeez, I think something's on fire. Speaking of which, my dad nearly set the porch on fire yesterday. My wife was heading out to, oh yeah, that is so cool. No, we're not going to drink a beer. If anything, I need to drink water. But yeah, my wife was heading out to hang out with some friends and noticed that the ashtray in the front porch was on fire. So she had like put it out real quick. It was pretty stupid, scary, all at the same time. But anyway, yeah, let's get out of there, man. A little smoky in that room. Oh, this looks cool. But yeah, that got me thinking. Like I said, what would be today's topic? Because I like to kind of not just um, hang out and play GTA with you guys, but like to talk to you guys a little bit, not only about my weekend and what's going on with me, but just bring up little topics in general, just for discussions, things to leave down in the comment section. Topics just to get your own little maybe narrative going on inside your own head. But instead of thinking about like the moving aspect and the sad part, and what my last day is going to be, I really enjoy this job a lot, and it made me think like, what are some of the other jobs that I've enjoyed over my lifetime, and this has really been like one of the best jobs, and I kind of wanted to sit back and talk to you guys today about what are some of your favorite jobs. I would love to hear down in the comment section. Growing up, your first job maybe, was really cool. Maybe it was the worst. I don't know. Maybe the job that you're doing now is your favorite job. But I would really like to hear about what your that was so sweet. What you talking about? That was messed up. I didn't hit anything yet. But yeah, I would really like to hear about what your favorite job has been. Like I said, this has been one of mine. I think my wife just kind of got it, so got me there in the door, so I would just get out the house and get some money going while perhaps something else would come about after I got laid off from Martin's a few years back, and I don't think either one of us anticipated me being there for this long, 4 years. And honestly, if it wasn't for moving, I don't think I would really have a reason for leaving anytime soon, unless like something really amazing presented itself, or I finally found myself doing like my own thing, my own dream job or whatever, working for myself, whatever that might be. But I've really enjoyed working at this place. It's just really amazing. The owners are super nice. They treat you like family. For the most part, everybody who's worked there is really good at their job, and those who aren't, it's kind of comical, and it gives us something to kind of talk about and laugh about when there's nothing going on. When there's somebody who works there and they don't know what the heck they're doing, they can't remember the 5 salads we sell, and it's just every shift working with them is an interesting one. It gives you a little bit of entertainment and something to talk about and joke about when there are no tables or calls coming in. So I would think what I would really have to say, like, Vinny's has got to be like the best job I've ever had. I also worked in a video store in their late 90s, which was really cool. And I think that would be something like if video stores were still around today. Discount? That's a weak price. Dude, don't nod your head at that like that's pretty cool. Like, oh yeah, that's awesome. $10 or 10% discount on the vehicle. Well, that's not too bad, I guess. I want to buy a vehicle from the casino. I can sell that online, make some money on that. Hey, dude, you want to buy this 10% discount? Oh no, wait. Oh, I guess I'll just exit. Yeah, go back and get my car. But yeah, it's just been a lot of fun. You know, Sean, Lorena, Andrew, and Thomas. Andrew's become like one of my best friends. Never thought like that would happen. You know, it's a kid just out of high school. We first started working together. He thought I was, you know, a weirdo, and then he got to know me, and he realized I am totally a weirdo. But I'm absolutely comfortable with being a weirdo, and I'm an absolute fun weirdo, not like a lunatic weirdo. And
Don't say anything.
his friendship has been one of the most important and one of the best out of anybody that I've come across at Vinny's. But all the cooks as well, Javier, Sergio. I mean, you know, it's just the list goes on of all the people that are just amazing. Um, you know, we've lost some good ones. Sean doesn't really work there as much. And I really miss Filippo. Their son's been working there a lot, kind of helping out while they've been on vacation. I really missed working with him. He was a lot of fun. Katie's come back. There's just so many people there that I really enjoy. Like I said, a lot of mornings you wake up on a Monday and you gotta like push through and like, oh god, I gotta go to work. But it doesn't really seem like a chore, you know. Whenever when I'm heading into Vinny's, and for the most part, you know, the customers are pretty decent. I am not going to miss the people who come in there every single week, like 3 times a week, and we do have those customers that will come in like 3 times a week. They will eat. I'm just trying to check this out. It's like, it's like half the car work for Chick-fil-A, the other half of the car like a drug dealer or something. I don't know. Just checking this out. Shut up. Yeah, we do have, like I said, customers who come in like, I feel like 2-3 times a week, a couple times to dine in. They'll do to go. And also, I'm not going to miss the customers who come in every week, order the same thing, but act like, yeah, I don't know. Let me see. What are we going to do? You want to do like house salad and just like a slice of cheese pizza like we always do? Like, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. Like you didn't know that's what you were going to do when you walk in the door. Not going to miss stuff like that, but there are customers and people who've been eating at Vinny's for years and years that I'm going to miss as well. I've actually heard some of them are like moving to Florida, and I swear if I run into some of these people in Florida, I'm just gonna smack them. Just don't get away from me. I traveled thousands of miles to get away from you people, and here you are. Get away. But yeah, I'd like to hear about some of your favorite jobs. Again, one of my other favorite jobs, oh, you son of was working at the video store. Like I said, I think if those were around today, I would probably like to own a video store. Like if Blockbuster were a thing today, I think that would be my dream job, would be to work at one, run one, and then basically nurture and crop a whole new generation of Robs. Like, you know, all the nerdy kids who come in who want to like rent movies to people, and all the movie maniacs who know like all the different scenes and directors and all that. Like raise that next crop of like movie nerd, comic book connoisseur generation there. And that was a good time to work in a video store. You like the 90s, again, like I talked about this the other day, like the 90s had this cool influx of like new comics and new artist writers, a lot of new material. But I feel like the same was true for movies. Like there were just so many movies coming out when I worked at the movie store, not just a second here. Yeah, there's so many movies that popped in to the video store that weren't just movies that were like blockbuster titles and releases and stuff like that, but like just like straight to video movies, and it was just amazing. Like it was just like this influx because renting movies became so popular in the late '90s and well throughout the '80s and '90s. It was just the thing to do. But just as it got more and more popular, it was stopped being a thing. Like well, it has to be a straight um, theatrical release to be a cassette release, and movies just started. It was like a straight to video um, was a term. A lot of this Disney films, straight to video, were like Cinderella 2 and Fox and the Hound 2. All the sequels were straight to video, and yeah, there were weeks I remember just opening boxes and boxes of titles, and that's on a weekly basis. But it was a lot of fun. It was a good time. Um, a lot of cool films, and like just the '90s itself was just a good time um, for cinema, where you just had like the outbreak of new special effects with films like Jurassic Park, the whole Jurassic Park series, and then of course with the prequels, Star Wars coming out in the late '90s, that just kind of again just opened up these like really cool uh, special effect spectacle films, I guess, if you will. And then there was, I feel like, a huge surge in the indie film industry. Like a lot of these just independent filmmakers um, coming up, like, Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez are super, popular names now. But when they kind of started out, they were very like cult indie filmmakers, and they kind of, I think, helped pave a way for something that was very popular, I think, in the 70s and 80s, which was like some of these cult films and some of these like indie films that people kind of got away from as blockbusters like Speed and different things were starting to make money in the box office. They're not going to be looking at a lot of independent films, but I feel like again the home theater and the home movie experience influx of like the mid to late 90s just really helped propel some of that. So it was just a good time. A lot of fun people. Um, Basically, what I think you would expect to see in a movie, like if there was a movie about working in a video store in the 90s, which I guess Clerks would be very similar to that aspect. I think there's another movie, Be Kind, Rewind. But yeah, it was very much what you would picture um, as a movie experience working in a movie store. Um, just kind of working these, you know, 4 to 5 hour shifts or working there all day and basically saying, okay, well, let's pop in, you know, some action movie, some cool Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator movie or something like that, and just maybe do like, watch Terminator films the entire day while I'm at work or whatever. So it was just a lot of fun. Um, Working in a video store. And there was a Pizza Hut right next door, a very good authentic Chinese food place right next to the Pizza Hut. And it was just a cool shopping center to work into. So it was just like, lunch break. Let me pause Terminator real quick, run over to Pizza Hut, grab me a little personal pizza, some those little cracker crunchies from the Chinese food place, a little bag of those, and head back to work and finish Terminator. It was cool. A lot of people knew me and knew that I liked films. That was also a job where it's just like I had experience. My dad took me to the theater like every weekend, so it's like I saw a lot of these movies growing up, and then I would watch these films as they came out. We were allowed to watch. I think new releases were like on Fridays, and we got the movies in on Tuesday, and we were encouraged to watch all of these films. Well, actually, I think new release day was Tuesday, and we would get them in like the Thursday or Friday before, and then we would have all weekend, if you will, to watch, whatever we wanted to from the new releases before they hit the floor. Because once they hit the floor, we weren't allowed to watch them or rent them for like 30 days. I had to let the customers, give them a chance to watch it. But we were allowed to watch it for like, or keep it for like a week before they came out, and we're encouraged to. And I would watch like just about everything that came out. Brave Little Toaster. I didn't care how bad it was. Um, and so the customers knew that like I loved movies. I watched a lot of movies, and that like if they asked my opinion on something, they were going to get a solid almost like a Siskel and Ebert kind of review of the movie. And I wasn't a harsh critic. Um, but like, oh no, it was cool. It was good. If you like stupid, scary movies, it was awesome. It's like if you don't like that kind of stuff, I wouldn't watch it. But if you're a fan of cheesy horror movies, it's the best one out there right now. Even the dramas, I would watch those. Uh, I don't think I would have watched, what is it? You've Got Mail, and if I hadn't been working in the video store. Um, but it was just, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Candy, drinks everywhere, video games. It was a cool time too, because like there was a lot of cool video game systems that were just coming out, Dreamcast, and you had your PlayStation. I think GameCube hadn't hit the shelves yet, so we were still like with the 64, but that was still a solid console. And not only able to like rent movies, but rent video games and try out video games as they were becoming available. That was a lot of fun. I think every time we got, you know, like once we started renting PlayStation games, we got a PlayStation, and once we started renting, Dreamcast games, we got a Dreamcast. Like it all came together, um, and people didn't really rent a lot of the consoles. So as new stuff would come in, I would just hook the console up at work and try a lot of these things out. Probably supposed to be watching using the TV to um, watch the cameras and the customers in the adult room. But whatever, you have to sit there at work and play, Crazy Taxi and Bushido Blade and different Metal Gear Solid and just all these different games as they were coming out, and it was just a lot of fun. Man, it's taking me back, thinking about some of these cool jobs and the people I worked with, and just just a lot of fun. So I'm actually looking forward to what my next um, career is going to be. My wife's applied at a few places. Been keeping my fingers crossed for her. You guys do the same. Really hoping she lands something like in Orlando. That would be, I guess, the ultimate dream. Um, but yeah, it's kind of hard. I kind of wait to see where she's at and where she's going to be working before I can start really, really looking myself. And I could probably get a job pretty easy doing something, serving wise. Um, but I think I'd like to try, my head at something different. Not really sure what. Um, maybe working with like animals or something. I think that'd be kind of cool. Um, and I'd have a Lego land down there. I don't know if I could get a Lego land down like job with all these tattoos, but maybe some kind of aspect of like I don't know if they need like builders or something. That'd be kind of cool. Something to look in with that. Maybe I don't know. After you utilize a lot of the stupid stuff I've been doing for the last 30 years, video games and comic books and Lego action figure stuff like that, maybe try to utilize some of my actual passions for a job once I get down there. Not really sure. Like I said, just kind of keeping my fingers crossed for my wife at this point, and hoping she gets something that she really wants to do, and that it's you know somewhere in Florida that where she really wants to be, close to her friends. She's already got friends down there, and I've got a buddy down there waiting on me as well, and it'd be nice to um, be close to her friends. Not have to drive hours away to go hang out with them. R4, one of my buddies, is telling me it's time to wrap up this video. It's been fun kind of hanging out with you guys, reminiscing, talking about, like I said, past jobs, past careers. Like I said, I would love to hear from you guys, not just some jobs that you've enjoyed, but some jobs that you have absolutely loathed. I'd like to hear some of those. I've had a few that I haven't really enjoyed myself. Um, uh, Worked at Steak Ale House, I think, for all of about like one day, as well as Topeka's, whatever. I think this is what it is. Oh, like they just play like country music in there 24/7. I was like, no, I can't. I can't do this. Actually, I don't even think. I think I know. I take that back. It wasn't Topeka's. I don't think I applied there. I think I walked in, got an application. There was this country music playing like 24/7, like while I was filling the application out. And I think I asked. I was like, do they just play country music in here all the time? They were like, yeah. And I was like, all right. I was like, never mind. Just you can keep that. Um, Worked in a crab house in the summertime. That was like about 200 degrees in this little metal shed where we cooked crabs. And I came home stinking of crab all the time. That was awful. Um, so I've had some crappy ones out there. One of my first jobs was working at my dad's um, auto shop, and that was just him constantly yelling at me. I didn't really do anything. I would have to like sort parts, and if I didn't learn something about cars every day, he would get mad. But he didn't really necessarily teach me anything about cars either, which was kind of frustrating. It's like, how am I supposed to learn anything? And then the guy who would run his parts, he had like a part delivery guy, would basically just steal me, and we just go run around, hang out for hours, and you know, he'd come back like, "Where were you guys at?" I think literally one day we left around 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock to get lunch. He picked up his girlfriend's son, and the three of us went to King's Dominion for the day, and I didn't get home till like 9, 10 o'clock. Just never went back to work. And then went back to work the next day, but yeah, it's just like, all right, we're gonna go get lunch. And it's like, all right, I'll see you later. And then yeah, he was so. I remember the guy was so pissed off about that. That was hilarious though. All right, but anyway, guys, speaking of work, time for me to get back to work. Pack up some more boxes and get my butt in the shower and get ready for work tonight. Off tomorrow, and I will see you guys off Wednesday as well for the midweek breakdown. And yeah, until next time, guys. Don't forget to comment down below if you're not a subscriber. Please subscribe. Please share the video if you are a subscriber. And until next time, guys, don't spend your quarter anywhere else. Thanks for hanging. Later.